Hello, my name is Madi and welcome back to my channel. As you might see, I got some books next to me. Actually, just let me show you, because you can't see them all. Today we are talking about my reading plans for the rest of the year. This is not realistic. I will not be able to read all of these. In fact, I still have my 3 books for the Magical Readathon, and I don't think I'll finish those. And like, university is starting in October, we only got 3 months left. However, even if I finish my 3 books that I still got left for this month, I would have to read 10 more books to get to the 30 books that I wanted to read this year. Like, my expectations were a bit higher than I just managed to do this year, mostly because some stuff came up in like spring and early summer that I had to deal with first, so I didn't read a lot. That's just how life sometimes goes. Nonetheless, I have decided to choose 10 books that I would like to read, or that I would like to read from, for the next 3 months. This is a very soft TBR. I'm not gonna stress over it because, as I said, like, university is starting up again and that's obviously more important. These are my autumn and winter hopefuls. Let's call them hopefuls. First of all, I'm gonna start a little thing that I thought about for a while. I want to read 1 essay each month from now on. I only got 2 essay collections at the moment, which are On Liberty, Utilitarianism and Other Essays by John Stuart Mill. I have read the first one of this, however I would like to reread it because it's been a while and I feel like I've gotten a bit smarter since then. And then I also got collected essays by George Orwell. Depending on how much time I have and what I'm feeling like, I just choose 1 essay from either of these 2 books each month. Now let's get to the actual like reading list. We start off with The Count of Monte Cristo, the second part, by Alexander Dumas. It's a classic, it's well known. I got the first part a few weeks ago. You can actually see that in the reading vlog. It was the first one I ever finished on a vlog. And this one, for some reason, this one has the movie photo as a cover, which I hate. We follow Edmund Dunt. He gets thrown into prison for something he didn't do. He manages to flee from prison and then he's on a revenge path. However, in the first half of the story, which, as I said, I've already read, the revenge just hasn't happened yet. I would like to get to the revenge part sometime soon, please. That's the first book. The second one I also already started, but I only got like, I think 50 pages in maybe. Oh, 95 actually. It's called The World of Family History by Simon Sebag Montefiore. I think it's Montefiore. It's just what it says on the cover. We follow history through the eyes of families, intrigues, killing each other, hating each other, you know, family stuff. Then, because that one is quite a heavy book to carry around, and I like to have a book with me at all times, I've decided to also probably just start at the same time and finish way earlier. The Beautiful Cassandra by Jane Austen. It's only 54 pages, I think, 55, something like that. It's stories that Jane Austen wrote in her teen years for her family, short stories. I could probably put this in the pocket of my jacket or like at the front of my backpack, which is very handy if you gotta carry a lot of stuff around. The next one is The Partisan by Patrick Vogel. This is set during the Cold War. We follow 2 chess players, I think, who meet in London for a tournament, but they're being shadowed by a Lithuanian resistance fighter and the Soviet Union's spy master. Interestingly, like, I have obviously read books with Soviet Union characters before, but I don't think I've ever read a single book where a character was from Lithuania, so that might be an interesting perspective maybe. I hope that he actually gets some like screen time, page time. I hope we actually get to know all of these 4 characters, not just the 2 chess players, because I kind of like spies in my novels. To be fair, this is set in London, so it probably just rains all year round, but who cares? The next one is The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. This is set in the 1920s, I think. I actually don't know what it's specifically about, except I think Gatsby is some rich guy. I'm gonna guess that there's a woman in there because there's a woman on the cover. Interestingly, one of my friends liked it and one didn't, so now I just want to know where on that spectrum I fall. Considering that the friend that I have more similar taste with didn't like it, I might just not either. But I don't want to go into this with like really low expectations. Anyway, it felt like an autumn book to me. I don't know if that's true or not. It probably isn't. Then another one that I would say would fit more into autumn, but I'm also okay with reading it in winter if I get to it at all. Because this is like, I think this is over 800 pages. Yeah, it's over 800 pages long. It's the third book in the Farseer trilogy. This one is called Assassin's Quest by Robin Hobb. The series follows Fitz, the bastard of the former, or of the late heir to the throne. It's a very well-known fantasy series on BookTube and BookTok. I have talked about it before because it's so far one of my favorite series ever. And it's definitely nothing for people who want their protagonist to be happy. And that's all I got to say about this. Next one is actually a German one. I do think it was published in Polish originally. It's called Wie man einen Diktator satt bekommt by... Oh, I'm so sorry. Witold Czablowski? Maybe? I don't speak Polish. This was a gift from my brother like a year ago, I think, for Christmas. It's just about what dictators used to eat. And I find it very intriguing because I can't really say if it's more like stories about these dictators but centered around food, or if it's actually the cooks that tell you. I mean, it would be weird if they just found the cooks from some random dictators and asked them. But like, I don't really know what to expect from this, but it's short and it doesn't seem to be too difficult to get through. Now we get to the actual like winter books. This is the second part of the series. I have forgotten what the series is called, but the book is called The Hunger of the Gods by John Gwynne. He follows several points of views in this first book. There are some Norse mythological elements to it. There are people going berserk. There are in some ways there are like gods in here, but I don't remember how. This one has a summary of the first book in it, which is amazing because my memory, in case you hadn't noticed yet, is not good. I usually have to like look up the books that I've already got in a series on the internet, but in this case the author summarizes the important parts himself, which is a very nice thing to do. More authors should do this for people like me. Usually I can remember so much stuff, but never the plot of books and never the characters of books. The next one is one that... Next book is 10 Things That Never Happened by, I think, Alexis Hall. I got this for my sister last Christmas and I wanted to have this, but I don't think I would like this anymore because it's a romance book, but one of the men is the boss of the other man and the employee thinks that he's gonna get fired, or it's very obvious that he is gonna get fired. And so he acts like he's got amnesia. And obviously there's like this very strong power dynamic. And I don't like that in my romance books because I don't think you can have a healthy relationship if one of you is the boss of the other. At least it seems very improbable to me. I still want to give it a try. And I want to read it before January because my sister's birthday is in January. So no matter what I'm gonna get her, I'm also gonna send her this book because I know that she wanted to read it as well, and so I can just put it in the same box as her birthday gift. Last book. This is Whiteout by Anne von Kanal. I've wanted to read this since I was 16. It follows Hannah, who gets an email telling her that her former best friend has died, and then we see snippets from her work at the Antarctic, I think, either Arctic or Antarctic, and also snippets from her childhood and teen years with this best friend and her brother. And this was a very toxic friendship. I remember thinking that these two should never have met in the best case. But I also remember the grief that Hannah goes through because of the loss of her best friend twice. because she first goes through it when the best friend disappears, and then obviously again when she receives this email that her best friend has died. We grieve with her, but we grieve 2 times the amount you usually do at a character's death. I haven't really read this yet, even though I have owned it for some time, mostly because I think back when I read it I was a bit too young to see all the nuances that the author put into this book and to appreciate it in its entirety. And I feel like I've grown a lot in the past year as a person, like a female frontal lobe developing. And I think that now is a good time to reread this. And it's also a very wintry book because of the setting and the icy surroundings of the Arctic or Antarctic or whatever it was. And so that's why I've decided that I kind of want to read it probably during the winter holidays. And that's it. These are the books that I might read in the next few months. I am kind of a mood reader, so I might just change it up as well. And also, as I said, I don't think I will have enough time to finish all of these books, but these are the ones that I think that if I do have the time, I would like to read. Apart from that, I hope you're having a wonderful week, and I'll see you very soon.